So, hi. So in this video, we're going to have a look at the installers in the market, so our partners, and in particular, what is the type of partner that we hope that chooses to work with Genesis Home Technology Architects, and what is our value proposition for them? What have we built for them? What are we offering them to convince them to work with us? So if you look at the pyramid, which is a simplified way of representing all the installers in the market, you here in the black, you have the happy few incumbents. Those are the companies that have figured out the game. They build amazing systems, they design amazing systems, they create happy customers, they're profitable as a business, and they're growing. Some of these companies may think that they're alone in that triangle, which is actually not the case. You can find quite a few of these amazing businesses, particularly in certain states in the US. You can find a few or more than a few in the UK, which are the more mature markets. Also in Australia, there's obviously others in other countries, but those mature markets is where I would invite you to look for great examples to follow. So we have these incumbents who figured out the game. They're profitable, create happy customers, design amazing systems. Now, below those incumbents, those that have figured it out, there's actually two groups I'd like to talk about. If we go to the basis of this pyramid, we have the companies that, to use a euphemism, I would say they have no fucking idea and absolutely no interest to get better or to be good at what they do in our industry. They might as well be painting your house today, sell you a pool tomorrow, and offer you a home theater the day after. Our opinion is that if you have no idea of what you're doing, and in addition, you have no focus or you don't make investments into knowing about that specific industry or that specific job, then you actually shouldn't be in this industry. Or at least we try to stay away from this type of companies. I would say that not all brands and all distributors do this, but for us it's very clear. If you do not have a minimum level, if you do not have an interest to learn and to get better, then we certainly don't have time for you. So what are we trying to do, but specifically who are we trying to help here in our value proposition? We are trying to raise the level of all of these fantastic companies that are underway to become really awesome companies in terms of designing, delivering systems, technology systems in homes. So they're investing time, resources, money in getting better every time they do a project. And that is exactly the mindset and the type of customers that we want to work with, the type of partners. So what have we come up with as Genesis Home Technology Architects to do that? Well, actually, I would say four things. The first thing is knowledge sharing and training. Two different things. Knowledge sharing is not like we have all the knowledge and we share it with the rest. No, this is more a networked view of how do we figure things out collectively, and if someone figures it out, how do we share it with the rest? We're trying to build platforms, we're trying to build moments, we're trying to build groups of people that share knowledge between each other. We as a company, we as individuals, we have learned pretty much everything we know from our partners. And that is what we would like to stimulate and what we would like to see happen overall in this group. On occasion, even with some of these happy few incumbents who want to pay it forward because they probably have learned everything from others also. Secondly is training. So there's product training, there's installation training, but very important also is business training. We are really betting on helping this group of companies to be more successful in business, not only on the technical side, but also in how to create value and grow as a business. Second point is blueprint and tools. we actually run into some pretty genius shit day to day. There's people who have figured things out that we say, wow. Typically it's because they made something very simple, very repeatable. They ran into some problems and they figured out, they cracked the code. And if we can, we try to pour that into a blueprint, a way of doing things. And if we can, we provide tools that everybody can use to figure that out. It could be a business tool, it could be an installation tool, or it could be a way of doing things. Third are our VIP lounges. Our VIP lounges are experience centers. They're all different. They have been built by ourselves, but for these partners. So exactly for the partners that are trying to raise the level. I myself and some of my colleagues, we've worked for some pretty big integration installation companies, and I can tell you financially, but also in terms of resources, you have to turn over quite some millions for it to make sense to have and operate a experience center, a VIP lounge. So that's why we have built those at the service of our partners who can bring their clients, can bring their architects and builders over to show them what's possible. And then lastly, we have our project services. So we can offer help in the design process. We can help with the drawings, we can help with the calculations, we can help with the documentation, we can help even with some rack building where required pre-programming. That's what we do. Also on the commercial side, project services sometimes include having meetings with builders or architects. And on the service side, I would include here oversee, because it's such an important component of being successful in our industry, the service that is delivered after the install, that we really bet on that together with our partners. So as a summary, all the installers with a few happy few, probably a few happy incumbents at the top who figured out the game, a number of people who have no interest really and no dedication to our industry. We let them be. We focus on those individuals and companies who are trying to raise their own level. That's the type of partnerships we're interested in and where we invest. And how do we invest? We invest through knowledge, sharing and training, blueprints and tools, our VIP lounges, which are built for these people, and our project services, which includes oversee. I hope this makes sense, and see you out there.